Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Welcome to the Christmas beer episode of What's on Tap podcast with Stefan.
Mathias.
And yeah, so this is coming out the last week of November, and we said, you know what? We need to get into the holiday spirit. And so we picked, because, you know, pumpkin beer season is the big thing in America, but in Scandinavia, it's Christmas beer season, and they go crazy for it over here. There are so many different types of Christmas beers out on the market, and we thought, let's do a special episode just dedicated to Christmas beers, because at the end of this episode, we'll tell you what we're doing for December, which is something kind of special and different.
Got a treat for you.
Yep, so we have 4 different beers today, and we're going to start with which one is it?
This is the Liefmans Glühkriek.
Glühkriek. Right, and so in Sweden and Scandinavia, and I guess Germany as well, they have a thing called glögg or glühwein.
Yeah.
And it's basically wine that's been fortified with a little bit of alcohol spirits or brandy or something like that. And then they add different types of spices and stuff to it, kind of gingerbready spices. So this is kind of gingerbread season in Sweden. And
yes.
So for the next month, any activity you go to or anywhere you go, any shop or anything, you will always be offered a gingerbread. And by the end of December, you are sick of gingerbread. I'm actually surprised there isn't like a gingerbread beer like run. Like they don't have special gingerbread beers that come out, and each brewery tries to one-up themselves.
Finished a recipe for a brown ale with gingerbread cookies in it.
I think that sounds wonderful. I would love to try that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope that you get to brew that.
I think it'll be good.
So we've taken this beer, and because you always serve the glögg or the glühwein warm, we have it 2 ways. We have it out of the bottle cold, and we also have heated it to see what the difference is.
Yes.
And one of the things that kind of inspired us, or especially inspired me, was in the last episode of Sour Power podcast, which if you like sour beers or you're just interested in brewing in general, is an amazing podcast. And hopefully you've listened to it. If you haven't, go download it after this episode because it's really, really good. And they had the head brewer on from Cascade, and he was talking about during Christmas how he serves warm glögg type beers.
Yeah.
And so this kind of falls in line with that. And man, I can smell the herbal essences coming off of this already. So we're not going to get into like the breweries this time. We're just kind of mostly focusing on the beer. We have 4 beers, so this might be a little bit longer. This will be longer than normal.
It will be a little bit longer, but we also don't have a location that we're talking about today.
Right, so we're just
sitting around in my apartment.
Yes, Casa de Olofsson, relaxing with some pizza already, and now getting into some beers. All right, so this is you described it as
the cold one, right?
Yeah, you described this as a Flemish Red with Christmas spices.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, like cinnamon and ginger and
awfulness.
Awful. Yeah, I'm forcing Mathias to do this against his will. He does not like Christmas beers at all, and I just find them as a fun novelty where you're not going to find anything that's going to blow your mind, but you're going to just have some
fun with it.
Have some fun with it. Why not? Yeah. So this smells like a cherry Dr. Pepper. If you know what that is.
Well, now that you say it, yeah, it actually reminds me of like the Cherry Coke Zero.
Cherry Coke Zero, yeah. It kind of has that because it is a cherry beer.
Yeah. Well, it's matured on cherries. So.
Yeah.
Right. Do you want to give the cold one a taste
first?
first?
So we'll do the cold one first.
Yeah.
And
because they recommend that you heat it up.
Yeah.
So let's do the cold one first. Cheers.
That is crazy sweet.
It basically tastes like a back-sweetened, Belgian sour beer.
Yeah.
Which I really don't appreciate.
I don't hate it. Like, you have a glass, like a small glass of this, and you're going to be done, because this is really super sweet.
Yeah.
But it's got a nice tartness from the cherries, which kind of is nice. And the herbal flavoring to it is... I'm not really sure yet. I need a couple more sips to kind of
the aftertaste is basically all gingerbread cookie to me, at least, with kind of a backbone of Flemish Red.
Yeah, yeah. I said it's not unpleasant, but at the same time, it's not something you really want to like run out and grab either.
No, I'm not a huge fan of this, to be honest.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it
but
really smells like cherry Coke. It's kind of bizarre.
yeah.
All right, well let's try
The warm one.
The warm one, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, I've never tried it warm before, which is what they actually recommend you to do. So hopefully that is a bit better.
Yeah. Well, if you smell the you can definitely smell a difference because this is just huge alcohol, and it lacks all of the sweetness and a lot of the character notes that you get from the cold version.
All right.
Cheers. You know, I like it better. It kills the sweetness. It brings out the sourness and the tartness a little bit better.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, I would say I could drink a lot of this actually, like warm. It's a much more pleasant experience.
I was actually really surprised that it made that much of a difference.
Yeah.
So follow the brewer's recommendation.
The recommended serving style.
Yeah.
This is, I would actually serve this over Glug, and I think it would be a welcome improvement. Because I'm not a huge Glug fan.
I mean, still prefer like the strong wine Glug, really.
Yeah.
Stockman's Glug. Just a classic Blossa one. Like, you don't need to go crazy about it and buy like the fancy, expensive ones. I just really enjoy the normal one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is so much better. It is like night and day difference. Because you lose a lot of the sweetness.
Yeah.
It kills all.
In some weird way, you lose a lot of sweetness.
Yeah. It harshes all that noise. It brings out a little bit more of the sourness, and the gingerbready notes mellow a little bit more too.
You get more of the cherries as well.
Yeah, definitely. Wow,
It's
that
actually
is.
really interesting to see how that changes with heat.
We just heat all the rest of them too from now on. Just
Well, I don't think we're going to heat up like a Buxton Stout and the
I'm
New
joking.
Holland one.
I'm
is not
joking.
gonna
I don't
work.
think those would improve with.
Oh, you were
heat.
joking?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I mean, you're
God
so serious on that.
God
Before I'm
damn.
serious.
All right. Well, I'm still not a huge fan,
Yeah.
but it's definitely better heater up.
Yeah, it tastes more like a dessert beer. Like you would want to, after you finished everything, then you would after dinner you would have this heated up, and it's got, like I said, it's got a nice cherry, almost like a cherry pie kind of flavor to it, like a warm cherry pie.
I don't think I've ever had a cherry pie. So.
Oh well, you're missing out on one of like simple pleasures. So yeah, I would recommend if you do buy this, and it's pretty easy to find.
Oh yeah,
you find it anywhere.
Let me
Yeah,
especially just gonna get some water and.
Yeah, I poured waters for us, and then I left them in the kitchen, of course.
You were too eager to get on the.
I was very excited about trying this this warm as possible, so I'm going to have to vamp until Matthias gets back. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed our first how many 7 episodes, and you've learned a lot and enjoyed. Thank you. More water. Wow, I'm going to be wetting the bed tonight. And yeah, so the next beer we got is a winter Scotch. Yeah, let's try the winter Scotch Belgian ale.
I'm actually kind of interested in that one.
Yeah?
Because, I mean, for a lot of people, like, Christmas beers is something that is not really great. It's a huge thing over in Denmark with the Tuborg Christmas beer release. That's not how you do it.
Yeah, no, the Tuborg, and they have a whole, in Denmark, like, Christmas beers are crazy. They have special releases for...
It's a special day.
And there's a day set aside. And I actually just happened to be in Denmark.
Oh, you just happened to be there.
Well, I just happened to be going over to Denmark on the day when McKellar had their big Christmas beer release, and I mean that was a lot of fun to try what they were putting out. And again, their ginger and pine needle Christmas beer was not all that great. I'll let you wash my beer glasses up too, if you don't mind.
No
And but they had a I'm gonna say a stout that was pretty good.
Well, when you told me about you wanted to do this episode, I kind of tried to find the non-regular, if you want to put it that way, regular Christmas beers.
So what's like a regular Christmas beer? Like the really...
It's just like I don't even know how to explain it because I don't like them.
So they're kind of caramelly.
Yeah, it's just malt heavy.
Very malt forward. Yeah.
So, well, what I got was the next one here, the Canester, I believe, the Glastontoren Brewery, the Winter Scotch, which is a Belgian ale of 8.7%.
Oh yeah, and the Glühkriek was only like 6%, so it's not a heavy beer.
I think it's basically their normal Kriek, just with the spices in it.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I'm not sure, so
yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Don't quote you on that one.
Don't quote me on that one. But I think this one should be quite interesting, and also we grabbed the Winter Stout from Buxton Brewery.
All right, so
that should be quite exciting.
And we also have a New Holland Brewing's Cabin Fever Brown Ale.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the Liefmans Glühkriek was one of the standard Christmas beers that you can get over here. You've been able to get it the last couple of years at Systembolaget.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully these ones are going to be
step up.
Yeah.
So we kind of just wanted to. We got that one. I bought that just because on a whim. Because what the hell. And Mathias was very scornful of me for buying it, and I said, "That's okay. You're gonna be drinking it too." And he was just like, "You son of a." So he wasn't too thrilled about it, but you know what? Live and learn.
It's not your proudest moment.
You know, I live by those moments. So what do you think? I mean, there's like 2 big beer seasons in Sweden, and I was really surprised by it because I didn't expect it. One is Christmas beer, and the other is Easter beer season.
Well, it's pretty much the same. It's just like the Julmust and the Påskmust, right? It's basically the same shit all over.
Right. So Julmust is kind of this cola, this, I don't know, herbal cola that people around here absolutely love.
It's delicious.
Oh, it's disgusting. It is so gross. It is one of the worst things I've ever. It's an abomination to God and man. But everyone around here loves it.
Did you put that on your visa application when you entered the country as well?
I did. I was like,
they let you in. They let you stay.
Julmust is disgusting. But
you ought to be deported right now.
I know. I should be for that and many other reasons. And the post. I think the Easter beers are actually worse for some reason. I think they are just horrible. So look forward to the Easter beer episode coming soon this spring, because we're going to do that too.
God damn you. I think what Evil Twin did for their Easter beer in little quotation things, where they did like the Ryan and the Beaster Bunny.
Oh yeah?
Did you try that?
I don't think I did, no.
They basically took because I believe he just did not like the concept of what the hell is an Easter beer. So he just did like a saison farmhouse
I'm kind of in the same, why is there an Easter beer thing? Why does this even exist? Christmas beers I get, it's Christmas, you're trying to be festive. It's during the cold, dark, gray. I mean, it gets dark here at 3:30 in the afternoon, and the sun doesn't come up, if it does come up, until almost 8 o'clock in the morning. So, large percentage of your day is spent in the dark. So I can understand why you would want to have something kind of festive, around Christmas time to look forward to. Yeah. Especially give you another reason to drink more.
I get that concept.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's just not well done overall. But Easter, that one I don't get at all. That one really surprised me.
I was like, have you ever seen a drunk bunny?
No.
No.
I also haven't seen a bunny delivering chocolate eggs, but that's another story. It's another argument for another day.
Yeah.
All right. So the
Liefmans Glühkriek. Yeah.
What do you rate it? What do you rate it cold?
Cold, it's worse. So it's like a 2.5.
I was giving it like a 1.75.
Oh, really?
I really did not care for that. I thought it was almost undrinkable. It was so sweet and so.
I thought you were going to be a lot more lenient on that.
No, but because warm was so much better. I mean, the cold was just like 3 sips, and I was like, I am way done with this. But the warm one, I would say drinking it warm, I would give it probably a 2.75.
All right, that's basically what I was going to do for the warm one as well, 2.75.
Because it was such a noted improvement and such a noted difference that. All the things I didn't like about it cold, it went away magically, and it became like a completely different experience and a much better experience. So,
all right,
yeah,
I'm not really that excited about it still. So yeah,
well,
it's a 0.25 increase.
Well, I like the chemistry fact of it, that like you can take something and you warm it and it becomes something completely different. So I like the transformative properties of that exchange. All right, so this is the
Glasentoren, the Canester Winterscotch.
All right, and again, this is a darkish, kind of brownish red color. It's got a nice little.
Kind of looks like a barley wine type color, or a Scotch ale.
It's got a little bit of foaminess to it, whereas the Glühkriek was didn't have any head to it at all. This has a little foaminess, a little head to it, so it looks pretty. It looks inviting.
So Belgian Scotch ale.
Smell-wise, it smells like a Belgian ale.
Yeah.
Like straight up the line. There's nothing fantastic there. What do you think about the taste?
I'm not really sure yet.
All right.
That's not bad at all. I mean, I'm not super excited about it, but
it's really metallic, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You get a lot of metallicness from it?
I get metallic from it. Kind of like pennies or copper.
Oh, you sucked on a lot of pennies in your day?
Mm-hmm. Like I just licked a battery, and it's got kind of that metallic flavor to it.
Oh, you didn't just do it, but it's kind of like that.
Kind of like that. Like if I just licked a battery. Got it. Totally. And I actually do not care for this. Again, it falls into it's sweet.
It's a meh.
It is meh. It's very forgettable.
But it's better than the large quantity of Christmas beers out there. I mean, you got to give it that much.
Well, we have two more to try still, so I don't want to commit to that statement until after I try the next two.
I think the next two are going to be really different than the previous two, though.
Okay, well, here's hoping.
Yeah, I'm not blown away by this either.
Yeah, I just do not care for this at all. It doesn't have any like other than like Belgian. I don't really get much out of it. It's got a little bit of maltiness to it, but it's very thin.
It's quite dry, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's super dry. It just dies on your taste buds. There's not much to it more than it's like it's beer. That's about the best thing I can say.
Which is not a bad thing.
Well, no, it's not a bad thing. But I mean, there's nothing to this that like stands out or makes you think, oh wow, this was a really great experience. It just kind of
And I mean, for what it is, I think you can better spend your 8.7% ratio or quota.
Yeah, your alcohol points. Your alcohol points are going to waste here.
They're better spent on something else.
Yeah, I completely agree. This is not, something you just want to sit around and drink a lot of.
No,
maybe, and it's a big bottle too. It's a 750
bottle as well. So you're definitely not going to finish one by yourself. I mean, we would not finish it between the two of us.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time finishing just the little porridge you gave me.
Yeah. You can do it. I got faith in you.
Well, I could do it, but we've got two other beers and a long night of drinking ahead. So,
so we're gonna do a dumper.
I think I got to dump this one too.
All right. Yeah.
Although our dump glass is kind of full, we just dump it over the chips.
Well, we can dump it over that one.
All right. So we'll just
water glass here. You still got your water glass over there, so let's dump that shit over.
Pour that into there.
We're off to a raging start here.
So I would probably give this like, I think I'm gonna go around to 175 again.
Oh damn, you were harsh.
I'm not. No, and this is my episode. This is like I was excited about. So
exactly.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
Well, I mean the brown ale first before the stout,
first,
right? Yeah,
so brown
ale
before stout.
Brown before black.
Okay, so now moving on. So what did you give this? Did you rate it?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you got to rate, man. You can't not rate. I
know. I mean, I didn't hate it as much as you did.
I did not like it at all.
I think I hated it like 0.25 points less than you, so it was like a 2.
2? All right.
Yeah.
So we're still in the same general playground. We're not like, you're not like, well, are you crazy? This is the best Belgian I've ever had. It's.
Oh no, definitely not.
No, but it's something. All right. So moving on.
The New Holland.
This may not be a long episode after all at this rate. So we got the New Holland, or this is a small bottle.
Oh.
Go ahead and we'll top you up there.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to this. I like New Holland quite a bit, and
they do some really good stuff.
New Holland is out of the U.S. I believe they're Colorado, but I could be wrong.
Well, we can look that shit up.
Well, we could look that up while I'm pouring. You can
exactly.
You can be my researcher.
I can.
We just started getting New Holland here. We don't get a lot of their stuff. But this is a roasty brown ale and a hearty, comforting companion for long, mind-bending winters.
So it's made for Sweden.
It is.
Or, well,
it goes particularly well with roasted meats, dried fruits, Gruyere in particular, and smoked cheese.
Oh, I wish we had some smoked cheese.
I know, that'd be wonderful. We got a lot of... No, New Holland, Michigan. So it's Michigan.
Oh, well, great. I just found it. Yeah, it's Michigan.
Yep. It says so right here on the label.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would explain the refund.
The refund.
Well, if you want to return the bottle, and if you're in New Holland, that's where you would go.
Oh, all right.
This is part of the Great Brands. Isn't that a larger...
Is it?
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so it's best before March of next year. Or April of next year. That is brown, kind of. Well, I mean, it's.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Well, I mean, it could be like brown ales can go anywhere from a light brown to a dark brown, and this falls into the darker brown region. Again, it's got kind of a, I don't know, how would you describe that smell? It's.
To be honest, I think it really reminds me of the same yeast smell that we used for the coffee brown ale that we did.
Yeah. It's kind of...
Like a tiny bit of chocolate in there.
Yeah, I'm getting a little chocolate off of that. Maybe like a little bit of licorice, kind of.
I'm not really picking up that much licorice, but I'm picking up like a tiny bit of chocolate and just like that pleasant English or Irish yeast characters.
Yeah. It smells...
I think this smells really
good.
nice.
Yeah, I'm like high hopes for this one. So, cheers. Let's see. Yeah, this is kind of like a Fat Tire or...
No, I would not compare this to a Fat Tire. This is so
You don't
much
think
better
so?
than the Fat Tire.
Okay, well, it's been a long time since I had a Fat Tire, but it kind of reminded me of that. But it is your straight down the line, nutty kind of brown ale with maybe a little over carbonated.
It's a little bit fizzy on the tongue, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if they're gonna, okay. So one of my gripes with it is that they're calling it Cabin Fever, or is it even like sold as a Christmas beer? It would be, right?
Well, it's got a cabin and it's got snow on it, and it's included with Christmas beers, and it is made for long, mind-bending winters.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Well, not, I guess, technically a traditional Swedish style Christmas ale. It is meant to be
sure. And that's
to be
a good
sold
thing.
in that vein, I think.
That's a good thing. That's not a typical Swedish Christmas beer, because that's what I kind of hate about Christmas beers.
Maybe we should have just gotten all...
Is it a little bit smoky in the aftertaste?
It is a little smoky. Yeah.
It is, right? So but to me, this is like a solid, just normal brown ale. It doesn't scream Christmas or winter at me.
Yeah, I mean, if they put a different label on it, you wouldn't... I mean, just because it says Cabin Fever and they've got a kind of a wintry theme to it. If you put a different label on this...
If you just put a normal brown ale label on it,
you would not think, this is definitely for Christmas.
No, exactly.
This is 6.5% alcohol by volume.
Which is kind of strong for a brown ale.
Yeah, it's on the higher end of a brown ale scale. Usually they're 4 to 5%, 5.3%, something like that.
Yeah, maybe like 4 to 5.5.
Yeah. Usually they're in the lower end of your
depending on if
spectrum.
It's an American or English brown ale as well, of course. Americans always got to do a little bit stronger.
We don't play. We like to keep it going. To keep the party going all night.
We don't kid around.
That's right.
Well, if you put it stronger, the party's gonna last shorter.
That's true. That's why.
See, that's you Americans and logic as well.
We don't have to have logic. Look,
logic does not apply.
Logic does not apply here.
Right. What do you think?
I like it. Again, it's not a go-to. I can't say that if I saw it on the shelf, I'd be like, oh, I'm definitely going to pick up another one of those. I would probably walk by it and then get something else that I haven't tried yet. But still, it's not bad. It's, again, middle of the road. I probably give it a 3, maybe. I'm feeling kind of generous on that.
Yeah. That's about where I would kind of sit around as well. Between a 2.75 and a 3. I mean, it's still...
Yeah,
I would give it more than 2.75. It's probably more like a
2.85.
3.25, I think. So it's still a good brown ale.
It's still a good brown ale, but I would, again, it doesn't... doesn't have anything that would prompt me to go back to it.
No. And I think this is also one of the things, like, because I hear it all the time. It's brown ales are generally, people think they're boring. Mm-hmm. Like, if you don't add any adjuncts or anything special to it, it's a boring beer style. And this also goes back to kind of what we were talking about last episode. How do you rate a beer style that you know you're not going to enjoy? Not that I'm not saying that I don't enjoy brown ales, because I really do. I really like them. So, but it's just, it seems like the general consensus is that brown ales are considered to be boring.
Well, it's like lagers. I mean, lager is a style. It's pretty fixed. You're not getting a lot of variety. I mean, you're starting to now. People are starting to play with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, lagers are just lagers. And maybe you're going to get like a Pilsner, or you're going to get a Czech, or you're going to get a German. But by and large, a lager is going to taste almost always the same in the slight variances. Maybe it's a little watery, maybe it's a little more malty or caramelly, but it's always going to pretty much taste exactly the same.
Yeah.
I think brown ales is one of those really old beer styles, well established. I mean, it is like just a like run of the mill, like the beer style that people drink if they don't like lagers, but they still want something that's not going to challenge their palate too much. And I like brown ales. I think they're perfectly fine. I mean, I used to drink the shit out of brown ales.
Newcastle brown ale?
Dude, I love Newcastle for the longest time. I still think it's a nice, decent beer, and I'll get that if I go something. They don't have anything else. I'll gladly drink a Newcastle.
Yeah.
But it's not an exciting style right now. I think that might change in another year or two. People we're going to probably go back to it because
maybe this will be like the next beer style to actually get some attention and people start experimenting a little bit with it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of room to play with this beer style.
Oh yeah,
because
sure.
it's
very versatile.
Yeah, it's so generic and just like there's a good ground base to build on, and you can go in a lot of different directions and push it in a lot of different ways.
You can have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, so Mathias is right now saying he's just going to only brew brown ales for the next year and just play with the style till he gets the
have a shit ton of fun with that.
Yeah, just play with it nonstop. I mean, peppermint brown ales and
that sounds disgusting.
butterscotch brown ales and peanut butter brown ale. That sounds delicious for some reason.
I think that might be quite good, actually.
I think it would be really good.
And I just got like a kilo of powdered peanut butter as well.
A coffee peanut butter brown ale.
I don't know if you want to put coffee in it. It's going to get like that kind of dry feeling to it, like the coffee.
The coffee is so good.
I know.
We should have brought some of that and then add
a little. Oh, God,
yeah. So Mathias and I brewed a beer together called For Coffee. And it's a coffee brown ale, and quite honestly, it is really, really good. And I'm not just hyping
tooting your own horn.
I'm just tooting our horn. And in the way that I contributed was I picked the coffee. Yeah. He let me do that. He did all the other work. So,
but I mean, because it's based off one of the brown ale base recipes that I've been working on for a while. So, and it just married really well with the Brazilian coffee beans that you chose. Mm-hmm. The ones that I threw outside of the keg the first time I attempted kegging it.
Good job. Yeah, that was delayed it a little bit.
Yeah,
but I think there's a lot of potential to play with brown ales going forward.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see maybe a licorice flavor or.
I think we should try making the same brown ale base with the chocolate flavored peanut powder that I got.
Oh, that sounds really good. I think chocolate would be a really good adjunct to this. I think that would play very nicely with a brown ale.
Let's do that in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Definitely.
And then we'll review it on the show.
Sure. Yeah, we'll tell you. So yeah, that's what we'll do. After the first of the year, we'll try it. We'll create it in a couple of weeks, and then we'll put it on in the new year, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right. So this is our fourth
and final.
Yeah. So we both agreed this is the New Holland Cabin Fever is 3. I think we both agreed on that.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, one of my favorite breweries, which is Buxton out of the UK. We're trying the Winter Stout, which is a 7.4% stout ale. It's a lusty winter, frosty but kindly as you like it. Has a lot of weird periods. Well, it's a frosty luster. Oh, sorry, a lusty winter, frosty but kindly as you like it. I don't know why there's a period after frosty but kindly, and why as you like it is its own sentence, but whatever.
That doesn't make a lot of sense.
No.
But Christmas beers don't do. So, right to that.
So again, this is a wintry, meant to be consumed during the winter. It has a pickaxe and a mountainside with snow blowing across it. So it makes you think, cold winter, I need to be inside drinking a nice stout.
Beer.
A nice stout. And this looks really, really promising. I haven't smelled it yet, but you're nose deep in it. So what do you think?
I think it smells really nice. I get like a little bit of raisin from it.
Yeah. See that?
Yeah. Well,
ready?
Let's just get into it.
Let's get into this one.
It's very dry.
It's extremely dry.
It's got like that harsh bitterness as well from the roasted malts.
It's very, very bitter.
It's super.
Yeah, kind of catches you pretty hard. It just
In your
dies.
throat.
Again, this is very dry, very bitter, almost kind of a burnt flavor to it.
Yeah, exactly.
The carbonation's a little heavy on this. I want it to be a little less carbonated.
And I think the whole, it's not really a stout that I enjoy.
Yeah, it's not the style that I of a stout that I'm.
Because it's really dry.
Spoiled.
It's got like the heavy roasted notes to it. It's
so heavily
really
roasted.
harsh.
It's extremely harsh. It is actually just breathing in after drinking it. It just becomes even more bitter and there's a word for it, there's an A, but I'm totally blanking on it. But yeah, just more bitter and harsh in your mouth.
It's like ashy.
Yeah. It's tough. This is not a kind of stout that I.
No, I much rather prefer like the rich, creamy ones.
Yeah, I have to agree on this one. It looks great, and
the smell was really nice.
The smell was really nice, but the flavor is just
not there.
No, I think.
Well, it's not doing it for me, at least. If you like the really heavy roasted kind of notes on your stouts, then by all means go for it. But this
harshly roasted, I would say.
Harshly roasted stout. It actually feels like it's heavier than 7.4?
Yeah.
7.8? 7.4?
7.4.
All right. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of this.
Yeah, this is. I think this is in the past for me. I'm gonna go like 2.5.
Yeah, like 2.25 for me.
2.25.
Yeah. To be honest, you know what? Since we've had way too many like underwhelming Christmas beers. Really, I'm not really happy about the way things are going. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to reach into my little special cupboard here.
Oh, do you have a special Christmas beer cupboard? He has. Oh my God, Mathias is lying to us this whole time. He has a whole cupboard, but nothing but Christmas beers.
Well, it's two of them in there.
It's like
it's about
20. It's like 20 different Christmas beers. It's ridiculous.
Should we dump this first? And because I'm not going to finish this.
I'm not going to finish this either. I'm way over that. Yeah, I would say so far surprisingly, and this is kind of a surprise. Cabin Fever winning the day. I did not expect this one to be
the 6.5% brown ale wins today.
Yeah, the brown ale to be the best of the lot.
Until now.
All right, so he reached into his cupboard and he pulls out a Julekula from 2015. It's from Wettre Julekula, and that's out of I don't know where this is from. Where's this from?
I'm going to tell you all about it.
All right. Man, that is black writing on red background. That is really hard to read.
I'll make sure to give him that feedback.
Yeah, tell him it's like, hey guys, your marketing department needs to work on your labeling because that's hard to read.
All right, so it is the Julekula.
That's what I said, Julekula.
Yeah.
It rhymes.
You made a perfect impression of it.
I did.
So this is basically from Norwegian brewery.
Okay.
So this is from the brewery where I was brewing a collaboration IPA with in Norway.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had a really fucking good time. When I arrived, we basically went to a couple of different beer cafes.
Oh, very nice.
We actually found some Russian River sours at one of the pubs in Oslo, which is quite expensive.
I'm sure that was. I mean, come on, Oslo, one of the most expensive countries in the world to visit.
But you know what?
I can only
the beer
imagine.
was really not that expensive.
Okay.
Because the Norwegian crown and the Swedish crown is basically the same right now.
All right.
And I mean, a craft beer on tap was like between 69 to 99 Norwegian kroner. So
Yeah,
it was
and
not bad at all.
Yeah, the exchange rate's
It's the
basically the
same
same.
price.
So then that's kind of what you find
Exactly.
here as well.
So I mean, sure, pizza in Norway is really expensive.
Yeah.
We had me and the Norwegian beer blogger, Mr. Winter Happiness.
Okay.
We shared a pizza after the brew day that we had, and it was 419 Norwegian kroner for one pizza.
So what size are you talking about? Like just a
That was a
regular?
standard size pizza, like the ones
So
we
like
had
the
today.
Swedish here. So that's like so think of it as like by U.S. standards that would be a $40 small pizza.
Yeah, it would be a $40 Domino's pizza.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
exactly what it was.
Yeah, not but better quality.
Well,
hopefully.
more. 419 kroner is like $446, right?
All right, so yeah, so I was just doing a rough estimate. I
Yeah.
mean, it was the 10-to-1
Yeah.
exchange, so I wasn't getting into the real.
No, exactly.
Okay,
but
but
10
yeah.
to 1 would have been 42, so.
Whatever.
Or 41.90 if we're being...
Anyway, it's very expensive for
Yes.
not a lot of food.
But yeah, so we I arrived, we went to the beer bar, had a Russian River Sours, and then we went back to, because they have this really nice little brew pub
Yeah.
just in junction with the brewery.
Okay.
So, and then we started sampling all the taps, of course, as you do.
Naturally.
And Hans there brought out their Christmas beer from 2015,
Okay.
which was really, really, really nice. And I got a bottle of it with me home.
Nice.
So I think we're going to open that just to prove that you can actually find a really nice Christmas beer.
All right. Well, you got me all excited about this. So I hope.
You should be
hope
excited.
I'm not disappointed because if
Well,
I
you-
am, then
You're not going to be disappointed.
I'm not. I trust your taste. So next year when we do this, we'll have to be a little more discerning and maybe try a little harder on our selections for what we get because, like I said, these were all I mean, honestly, the warm version of the Glühkriek I thought was really nice.
Yeah.
I could actually heat that up later and try it again. Cabin Fever was okay. I would passable. I mean, I would maybe
Perfectly
buy
fine
it for a
brown
party if I wanted to
Yeah.
have something. The Winter Stout was a over roasted nightmare, I thought,
Yep.
and the Winterscotch
The Canester.
was just a really forgettable Belgian ale.
Yeah.
That we will probably be dumping most of the rest of these afterwards, or we'll save them for the end of the night after we're really good and sassed. And
If there's
and
nothing
have
else
a-
to drink.
if there's nothing
which,
else to drink.
I mean, there's hardly any other bottles to drink in this house, so.
yeah, I mean this is probably all we have. So all right, so this
Right.
this smells really good.
I know, and just the color of it is really, really nice. I really
nice,
enjoy that. It's like a dark,
reddish,
red,
brown,
brownish,
yeah.
rich.
A beautiful light. I love when you get this kind of light meringue-ish peaked foam on top. I
Yeah.
absolutely love that in beer. You don't see it happening very often. It leaves a nice little bit of lacing on the glass and just really makes for a really visually inviting experience.
And I think the good thing about this one is that you actually get like a lot of the aroma in it just screams Christmas.
Yeah, I mean it's everything that those other beers aren't.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so
Cheers.
let's get into this one.
Yep.
So I think for me, this is it's kind of drawing towards a barley wine,
Yeah.
which I really, really like.
Yeah, whereas this one goes for a little more hoppy kind of flavor to it.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Whereas
an American
the other
barley
ones
wine.
are definitely leaning more towards the malt or the sour. This is very pleasant. I mean, and the aftertaste is sweet and complex, and it's also dry, but it doesn't just leave you like an oasis in your mouth. I mean, it just
lingers pleasantly in your mouth.
Yeah, and it's a really nice sweetness on the lips and tongue, and oh man, this is so much better than the other stuff.
I know. This is also like 8%.
Yeah, so
it's a decent ABV on it. But I mean, I would rather spend my 8% points for a night on this than the Canester, for sure.
I really like if you kind of agitate it in your mouth a little bit, it really froths up nicely and just kind of completely turns to foam in your mouth, but doesn't. It's never harsh like the Cabin Fever.
Yep,
it's a really harsh, like over-carbonated version, whereas this is just soft and mellow and.
Like from pouring it in the glass, you would think that it was really heavily carbonated because it gets like a really thick head on it.
Yeah.
But it's when you drink it, it's perfectly carbonated.
Yeah, and it's just got that really great caramelly, malty smell to it. But the flavor is almost kind of like a light IPA-ish in some ways. I mean, now that I've had a few more sips of it, I don't get that. But the first taste was definitely more of a hoppy kind of taste to it.
I get like a really... I think I compared it to... you remember the Stone Old Guardian extra dry hopped? Or the extra hopped version that came out last year, I think?
Yeah.
That's what I compared this to. I think it's got like the same kind of malty notes as the Old Guardian. And it's also got like the it's quite bitter. I mean, let's not kid ourselves here. But it's not too bitter.
I don't find it too bitter. No. I find it just... Like, I mean, beer is should be bitter, and I mean, most of your traditional brewing methods are going to make it bitter if it's not sour. But I don't find it overly bitter. Whereas the Winter Stout was just like aggressively bitter. It's almost like.
But that was from the roasted malts. I think the bitterness from this comes from the hops.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but that I think that's the thing as well, because it's well balanced with the malty sweetness with the hops. So they've struck a really nice balance there.
Yeah, I'm really sad that we can't get more of this.
Well, I've got the 2016 bottle as well.
Oh well, okay. Well,
so we're gonna have that later.
We'll save it. Yeah, save it for later.
We're not gonna have it we're not gonna have it today, but we might have it in December.
Yeah, we'll save it for next year, for next Christmas episode.
We'll bring it out then.
Excuse me. I think this is really an excellent beer. So rating wise, I would probably give this. The problem is I want to overrate it now because the other ones are so bad. And I'm like, oh, this is like a 4.25. And I'm like, well, okay, let's be honest here. No, I would say it's a 3.75. Easy 3.75. Depending on the mood, maybe even a 4. So I'm gonna go 3.75 on this one.
Yeah, that's what I'm rating as well.
Wow, we're really simpatico today. I think our cycles are synced up or something.
Our cycles are synced up. Come on, man. All right. So
our beer tasting cycles are all synced up.
Yes.
All right.
Our beer tasting cycles.
December. What are we doing for December?
December, we got a special treat.
We are doing a December Beer Advent podcast release. So
daily.
That means a daily 24 episodes of What's on Tap.
We're going to be drinking every day of December.
We're going to be drinking a lot of beer over the course of December.
We're going to be posting episodes every day of December.
And posting one episode a day. And they won't be long. They'll probably be really quick because we're just going to review one beer for the day. And
where are we getting the beers from?
We have the Tuol, which is the Danish brewery. We have their Advent calendar, beer Advent calendar. And so we're going to just go through that and tell you what we think of all of their stuff. So we're really looking forward to getting that going and trying that. And that's why we're releasing this special beer Christmas beer episode the last week of November, so we can tease you and get you excited for next week when we start doing all of one episode a day for the...
Yes.
And it just so happened that the first beer comes out on our release day, which is usually Thursdays.
It does. Exactly.
So that it syncs up. It syncs just total simpatico. We're all about this.
Well, we planned that shit.
Yeah. It was we planned, like, even before we started this podcast, we thought, hey,
we just knew.
Yeah, we hadn't bought the tool yet, but we knew in our minds and in our hearts
we all
this
knew
was going to happen.
You all knew. We all knew it.
It was just destined. So look forward to that. One episode a day from the 1st to the 24th. And who knows? Maybe we'll do something special for the 25th. Maybe not.
And I think also if you have the 2L Advent calendar as well, it would be really nice to see you guys' comments as well on the episodes. To see what you thought about the beer as well.
Yeah, play along at home.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think of the beers as well. Maybe you've had the beer yourself, and you can comment on what you thought of it. Because we'd love to get feedback on any of the beers that we've tried, and any comments that you have are very welcome.
Whether you agree with us or not.
Yeah, we'll take your stupid opinions as well as your intelligent ones. It's whatever. All right, so we'll wrap this up.
Yeah.
Because it's been a long episode. Remember, you can find us on iTunes now. We're on iTunes, and pretty much any podcast application, you can easily find What's on Tap podcast.
Yep. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Exactly, and feel free to review us on iTunes, because that's where I think the majority of people still go to download podcast. So
I mean, if we don't hear from you, if we don't get any feedback from you, we're going to keep doing the same stupid shit all over again. So I mean, if
we will not learn from our mistakes, that
Exactly.
is for sure.
Unless you let us know of our mistakes.
I know. I mean, as far as we know, we're perfect. And, I mean, to be honest, we are. So that's why you listen to us, is for our perfect analysis of beers and restaurants.
And very objective ones.
Yes. Objectively perfect.
Objectively perfect reviews.
Yes. So, give us feedback. We'd love to hear from you. Love to hear what you think. Join our Facebook group. We're getting quite the little army there. And we appreciate any comments and feedback that you have from that. So, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Enjoy the episode. And we'll see you next episode with our first of the 2L Advent calendar.
On the 1st of December.